Hey guys, this is Wolf Hoffman from Accept, and you're watching CMS TV. Meta.
Show, Doc. It's kicking off the show tonight. We heard something from the brand new Judas Priest, the Invincible Shield, with the Serpent and the King. And we just heard something there from the Heaven Comes Down Doc and release with Fugitive, and a guy who's a fugitive from any kind of shopping or stores or any kind of personal and public appearances. A good friend and partner, Chris Akin. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, Chief? How we doing?
I like your fiery background. Is that brimstone and fire? Is that the dark Chris Akin coming out? The evil Chris Akin that Angry Anderson dubbed you as?
Don't you know it's just our love burning like a flame?
Is that what it is?
You played the Doc, and I might as well roll with it, right?
That's more like an inferno.
Yeah, that's kind of like how it was when I got fried. That's about exactly what the room looked like.
Really? Is that really what it looked like?
It was a big explosion, and the whole fucking room was on fire. Hell yes.
I know we've talked about this before, and this is quite a way to kick off the show, but
that's all good.
When all this happened, were you conscious or were you passed out?
Dude, I'll tell you exactly how it went.
Because I don't think I've ever asked this before.
No, that's fine. I'll tell the story as it went, and it's as you could read in my wonderful award-winning book, Call Me Chris. I was working on the furnace. I was doing what you call piping the furnace, which is you put in an air pipe and you pipe out you oxidize out all the bad shit that's in the mix.
Yeah.
You know, well, and the zinc and stuff like that. Because
all the impurities.
Yes. So I put the pipe in, I turn the air on. Fucking door blows right off. Door blows right off right at me. The pipe hits me in the face. I go flying back. I hit my back on a tow motor that was parked like 20 feet behind me or whatever, and I flopped forward. And I was like, oh, fuck. You know, I was stunned, not unconscious. I laid there for a second. I was like, oh, I got to get the fuck up. I got to get out of here. And I stood up, and just everything was blood. Just bloody mess. And, I looked down at my hand, and I could see the bones in this hand, and, the tendons were all curled up and shit.
So it was instantaneous fry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, the molten itself was 2,500 degrees.
Right.
So when it blew, it took everything off me, like clothes and everything. I didn't realize it. And I got up and I started walking out, kinda, like I started to. And then my friend Scotty and this other guy, Don, came running in and started beating the living shit out of me. Just, and I was like, what the fuck? And I'm hurting and I'm a mess. I don't know exactly what's going on.
Sure.
And, what ended up happening was I was still on fire.
Oh.
So they put me out, and then they took me to they took me into an office, and they laid a sheet on the floor. And within a second, the sheet was completely red because I was bleeding everywhere.
Right.
And I don't know how long later, but sometime later, paramedics came. I was still awake for all this. Paramedics came and they asked me the basic information. What's your name? What's your phone number? Do you have a wife? Do you have a girlfriend? Blah, blah, blah. That kind of shit. And they rushed me over to the hospital there in Bedford. And then, I got on the helicopter. They flew me to Metro. I got into the Metro, and then they put me out, and that was it. That was the last thing I remember for about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Because I slipped right into the coma. I slipped into a full coma, not a drug-induced coma or a medically induced coma, on the operating table. So that is the story.
Wow. So was it just molten metal around you, or was it like fire and everything else?
Well, the room caught on fire. Like, it was a steel mill, so there was a line, and there was, paperwork and gas pipes and all kinds of shit in the room. So everything fucking blew up and was, on fire. Everything in the room was on fire, and the molten metal just laying on top of shit was on fire. Burned, burned desks and stuff. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the full answer to that because I really wasn't looking around to say, this might be interesting for a later story. But everything was on fire. I know that, and and from what I understand, there was a lot of damage.
Right.
So,
well,
I don't know.
I interrupt your story here, but are we streaming on Rumble?
I don't know.
I'm looking at the Rumble site here. There we are.
We're on there.
Oh, I see us now, but we weren't there a second ago.
I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
But between the Seth show and now this one, I don't even look at fucking requests for tech support. Fuck you. Figure it out. If you can't see it on Rumble, go to chatandkill.com.
Yeah, I had the Rumble up and I didn't see us. I just saw that little intro video running.
Yeah, you have to kind of refresh. Rumble, they got to get their shit together at some point.
I gotcha. Well, here it is. It's what was that? 94?
Yeah, 12/12/94.
That was 30 years ago.
Yeah, it will be 30th anniversary.
Wow, 30 years.
Yep.
Man. So, you're a guy that wasn't supposed to live. Here you are 30 years later telling this story.
That's right. So fuck you. Everybody said I wouldn't make it. Ha ha.
And you got a good sense of humor about it.
Dude, what are you going to do? Are you going to whine about it?
No, but what I'm saying is that some people, something devastating like that happens in their life and they never snap out of it. They either just die of just anger or bitterness or you just make the best out of what you have.
There's a name for those people. It's pussies. It's that simple. And I can say it. I can say it because I have been through a worse accident than anybody else is going to fucking be through.
Right.
And quite honestly, anybody brings an accident to me, the best, I'll use Seth as an example. Seth lost a leg.
Right.
He can play that game if he wants to other people. He doesn't. He's kind of like me. He's just like, fuck it. It's what happened.
Right.
But to other people, he could play that game. He could be like, oh my God, I lost my leg. Blah, 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 blah. And what's he going to do when he gets in front of me? I'm going to laugh at that. Say, one leg, big fucking deal.
Yeah. It's just like my whole body was on fire.
Yeah. I got cooked, motherfucker. Beat that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand. And maybe it's just me. It's probably just who I always was, but I never had that moment. I never had that, oh, poor me, and my life is over, and, none of that shit. I was, from minute one, I was like, all right, what do I got to do to be normal again? I remember saying that to my doctors. What do I got to do to be normal?
Right.
And they're like, well, you got to do this, this, and this. All right, let's fucking go. Start me doing it.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I did. And, other than being a fat tub of shit because I can't work out like I would like to, other than being a fatso, my life is okay.
Yeah. Well, you've achieved where most people don't, and in spite of everything else.
Well, the funny thing, dude, and I've found this not only with burn people, but just accident people in general, whatever it is, cancer survivors, death in a family, people, they let that become their life. They get burned in a fire, so now they're part of the burn survivor community.
Right, exactly.
They're part of the Phoenix Society, and this and that.
That's what defines them now.
Yeah, well, that's it. Because it's the one thing people want to talk about.
Right. So instead of you defining you allow that to define you.
Yeah.
So it almost takes away your individuality. It just makes you one of the group.
Mm-hmm. And for me, I was always like, man, the last thing I ever really want to do is be like, oh my God, let's talk about fire some more.
Right.
Let me relive that again today. I don't get it. I don't get why people get stuck into that zone.
Well, because they don't have anything else going on. They don't.
Yeah,
have
but I didn't have anything going on at that time.
But at the time, maybe. But you explored new ventures and opportunities, and you didn't allow that to stop you from checking out something new. I mean, because when I met you, you were a working guy like the rest of us, as far as like going to a job. Not that you work now. It's just that you worked for somebody.
Yeah, I did.
And I remember you worked at Broadcom, and I remember you worked at some other place with Amy. Where did she work? That girl Amy. She used to be a big fan of my show when I was doing it on.
Was she at the insurance company?
Yeah. What was the name of that place? Something Day, Jones Day.
Oh, Jones Day, the law firm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jones Day, Revis and Pogue. Yeah.
What did you do there?
I was tech support.
Okay.
I worked in their tech support for a year, and boy, I went out of that place in a blaze of glory. Oh boy!
And then, of course, you got involved with your startup magazine, and you worked at the radio station, and then obviously you started the IT business when IT started becoming a more common thing, I guess, or you kind of got in on fairly the ground floor of IT.
I did,
because things, websites and internet and everything was fairly new at that point.
Oh, it was. Well, dude, I mean, and the unique thing about that is everything that I've done, all in a weird way, tracks back to this show.
Right.
I mean, starting the IT company came from me doing your website.
Right, I know. I remember.
Yours was like the first. I did my site. I had my music magazine, and I was paying a guy $1,500 a month to do my website. And at some point, I sat there and I thought to myself, well, if I can lay out a magazine, if I can do the layout for that, why can't I do it online? It's got to be similar.
Yeah, $1,500 a month.
Back then,
to maintain a website.
Back then, yeah, because nobody had them.
Yeah, well, I know that. That's what I was saying. It was very early on.
Yeah, so I was paying this guy crazy money to do that. Then I was like, well, fuck, I can do that. I can lay out. If I can do it for paper, I can do it for this. It's got to be similar, and it was. And I taught myself. And
instead of physical paper, it was digital paper.
Yeah. So I taught myself. And from there, then I said to you, what's up with your website? Let's do that one. And
let's check that one out. I'll take that over. Let me experiment around with that.
Yeah. And then I just learned, and I've used every skill that I've learned from the CMS to make, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. Everything. Video production, I do that all the time for customers now. Social media, I do that all the time for customers now. Back in the day when I was learning Flash, when Flash was a big thing online, what did we do? We built you a Flash website that was unbelievably cool.
It was very cool, but it didn't pick up the AdWords or the keywords.
Yeah, but I mean, for the minute that it was cool, it was real cool.
Yeah, we had the Rex logo on there, and it was like all bright and shit.
Yeah,
kind of grabbed your attention, and it was very cool. We had that up for probably close to 2 years.
Yeah, and it was very cutting edge for the minute. For that time period, it was. But then quickly it got to be like, well, Google isn't going to recognize Flash anymore. And we were like, oh boy, we got to start over.
Yeah, that was the biggest drawback, is that it wouldn't get recognized by the search engines.
Yeah. Now it won't get recognized by the search engines because we're shadow banned all over the place.
That's because we're bad men.
It's because we say bad things, man.
We say horrible words. Just terrible words. Right. Speaking of terrible words, hello, Rumblers.
Yeah, hi, Rumble.
Hello, Rumblers.
You went through one of the scariest
and people in our CMS chat room are. I'm
chat and kill.
I'm actually signed into the Rumble, so I'm going to say hello,
Rumblies.
Yeah. So I'm Rumblers. There we are.
Well, thank you for your
Hail.
comment there, Jerry.
Well, what do you, to pull that back? I didn't see that.
It's
real quick.
long.
One of the scariest thing when I'm through. I came through the other side. Will be in, probably because it's one of those things. All right, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Jerry C.
Yeah, appreciate it. Now buy my book.
Yeah, yeah, support the cause, you bitches.
Yeah, if you want to know more about that fun time in my life, buy Call Me Chris, available now.
Right.
Amazon.com.
Right. Can I get a signed copy of that?
$45. 60 with a photo. I'm gonna be like everybody else now. I'm gonna charge for everything.
Yeah. I need some spending cash. So you guys need to pony up so I can
That's right.
can live my life.
That's right.
You're lucky that I'm here to tell the story. So give me some money.
Yeah, fuckos.
Yeah.
Fork it over.
So funny. Well, I haven't really chatted with you this week at all. I just assumed that you were very busy as normal.
Yeah, I just work. I mean, dude, you're the one that did stuff, not me. I'll be honest.
No,
I don't think I've even been outside since we last convened. I'm not even kidding.
That's what I said at the beginning of the show. You're like the fugitive.
I really am.
Away from people, away from stores, from being out in the public. I meant that in reality.
I mean, if I was ever to have to go to prison, I think the only thing I would miss is my computer. Because I don't do much other than being locked up anyway. It's like the same. But yeah, I've just been busy. You know, I've been in front of a camera a ton, you know, between the Seth shows and the Chris Akin Presents shows, tons of interviews. I did the Metal Voice yesterday.
What is that?
That's it's actually a pretty big show. That's my friend Jimmy K.
Okay.
So he just talks about metal. You know, it's a little bit of it's a much shorter form than this. Like we did two episodes of his show in a half hour.
Okay.
So it's definitely different than this. But
well, what is the crux of that show? What is the
just
main...
whatever current metal of the minute? You know, like yesterday we talked about where does the new Judas Priest album rank all time in Judas Priest albums if we could judge it off of one day.
That's kind of tough because you know, it's got to settle in a little. It's got to settle in a little bit just to, you know, kind of, you know, see where it does fit. I mean, I was listening to it before the show. I had it on the Spotify running.
Okay,
and I, you know, obviously played a track at the beginning of the show from it, and it was just like very strong record. I like it.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think it's really good. But we talked about that, and then we did the second episode was comparing the Priest album to the Bruce Dickinson album.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, and it was cool. It was fun. It was fun to do. He's got a lot of fucking followers. I mean, he has like 98,000 followers on his Facebook page. Yeah, I mean, it's a big show.
Good on him.
I've known Jimmy for a while. As is always the case, I gave him a little help with some web stuff.
Okay.
And you know, and we've been friends, although I've never really done his show. I don't think I'd ever done his show, maybe once. But he's a good dude, and you know me, dude. Any chance I get to get in front of somebody else's audience and say, you know, CMSPN or Classic Metal Show or Chris Akin Presents, whatever, I do. So
he's Canadian?
So I did yesterday. Huh?
He's Canadian?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Okay. I guess I see T. Kuzbra. I think that's how you say his name in the chat room. He says he's connect. Yep, there he is.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you could pop up those Rumble comments on the screen.
It's great. Like it is definitely an improvement.
I like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
So I'm glad to see that Rumble is not fading away anytime soon. And
thank God.
I know there's other platforms out there that everybody thought they were going to be the next big thing, and they just didn't quite make it.
Yeah, I got to say I'm disappointed in BitChute out of all of them, Because I like BitChute probably the best as far
As
as
far as working with it?
yeah, as far as working with it, and as far as playback is just so much better on BitChute.
Uh-huh.
But they just have not fucking come around with the live streaming.
Do you think it's a financial thing?
I don't know. I mean, they say that they're financed every month, but I know this. I literally looked last week. I Googled BitChute live streaming because I'd love to live stream on BitChute. And BitChute, the last time they had a post that said, we're close to launching live streaming, was April of 2020.
Oh,
and I'm like, all right, it's been 4 fucking years. Where is it? If you were close 4 years ago, we should be 2 years into it at least.
Right, of course.
So, they've been kind of a disappointment. Odyssey's really good, but it's hard as fuck to get traffic over to there.
Sure.
Minds is okay. I mean, there's plenty of places. X is pretty good now. X works actually better than a lot of them, to be honest. The X platform is pretty good. Although it's quickly turning into BitChute as far as the content other than ours. Every fucking post on X now is just, black dudes beating up white dudes and, just fights on trains and just, it's nonstop over there. Maybe it's just the people I follow. I don't know, but. Oof.
Yeah, I saw that Jericho Green had done a little segment on the spring break in Miami.
Sure.
And how they're cracking down there because of all the chaos that certain individuals, the Swedes, are causing
right
down there. He says, and I guess since certain words are allowed on YouTube, I guess he just basically said Miami Beach is closed to you niggers.
Oh, language, please.
Well, I'm just paraphrasing or saying what Jericho Green said.
Okay, as long as it's just what he said.
That's what he said. Yeah. So, yeah.
I hope that's a joke. Have I tried MySpace? It's always the goddamn Swedes.
Yep, always making a mess out there. Terrible.
BitChute and Odyssey based content for now. Yeah, maybe. Again, and I've done this for the longest time. I don't really care what their content is. All I care about is our content.
Right, of course.
I mean, we've been on Gab forever. We have like 450 followers or whatever on our Gab page.
Right.
And I fully understand it's a whole bunch of people that want to kill every Jewish person on the planet. I get it. I know who the audience is, but they still like metal. So, hey, as far as I'm concerned, y'all can wish to kill the Jews or whatever it is that all you want, but listen to the new Judas Priest record.
Right.
That's what I say.
Yeah, I say the new Judas Priest record.
That's right. I'm sure that's how they put it, too. Not going to listen to that Judas Priest, Jwwwdas. Not going to listen.
So that's Gab?
That's on Gab, yeah.
What is the reason for that? What is that? Why is that a gathering place for people who are anti-Semitic?
I guess I don't know. I mean I don't know, but I think that's where they all went to when the first real crackdowns went, because there weren't many options, know. If you think back 2 years ago or whatever, 2-3 years, whenever it was that they started really fucking with people, they killed everybody from YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Okay.
So at that time, there was like Gab, Parler, and that was about it, really. And BitChute for video. Well, Parler, as soon as they got taken out of the App Store, they died. Gab just kept right on going, and everybody just kind of stayed with Gab. Same with BitChute. Man, if you go... It's funny, I do this on occasion. I'll put one of our videos up on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. And then I'll look at the comments, and the comments on YouTube will be like if we posted the Judas Priest thing.
Right.
On YouTube, it would be like, This is a great record. A lot of great tunes on this record. On Rumble, it would be like, this is a pretty good record, even though that singer's gay. And then Gab would be like, kill that faggot. Why are you promoting that? We need more Aryan music here.
What is Aryan music?
There's plenty of Aryan music out there.
Yeah, see, you know way more about this stuff than I do. I don't.
Because I'm out there on these sites.
I don't spend any time online. I don't give two shits about.
Yeah,
that.
I know. It's just really funny, man. As you see it play out, it's like, wow. Same exact video, but very different opinions on the same exact words coming out of our faces.
Right. I mean, Rob Halford looks very Aryan with the shaved head and everything.
Yeah, he does. He looks it, but he's not living the life.
He's not living. He's living after midnight.
That's right.
On the down low.
He really is. Well, look at it. I gotta say, I love the Rumble.
Yeah.
142 live.
I know. I like that.
Pretty strong.
Keep spreading the word, folks.
Yeah. Dude, I've said this for the longest time. Rumble is going to explode once people just put regular content on it. Because that's the one thing that's bad about Rumble. Overall on Rumble, it's probably 99% political.
Okay.
And of that 99% of those people are swinging the Trump flag. So it's, it really is that MAGA. It is a MAGA site, kind of.
But everybody who had who had a conservative bent got shut off of YouTube.
Yeah. And went to Rumble and it's become accepted. It's an acceptable. It works pretty good. They run too many of their own fucking ads. I'll agree with everybody that sends me emails so that you can stop sending me emails. But I completely agree with you that they run way too many ads. And I get it. They got to pay for their platform. They're not YouTube that's backed by
they got to pay for Steven Crowder.
Yeah, they got to pay for Crowder. They got to pay for Russell Brand. They got to pay for their guys. I think they also are working with Tucker Carlson now.
Yeah, when are they going to pay for us? We're the best show on that Rumble platform.
I'll tell you what, we better add at least 2 more numbers to that 135 or whatever we got streaming right now. It better be like 13,000 before they even start looking at us.
Sure.
But, it's great that Rumble is taking off. I just wish that more people would get over there and stop. You have to stop using YouTube. Like, I've been on this Bandcamp kick lately. Because I've been a YouTube music guy forever. But I'm finding out that more and more of the music that I listen to is on Bandcamp now. Like labels, bigger labels, but bigger independent labels have now moved their entire history to Bandcamp.
Okay.
Like every release that's ever been released on Century Media is now on Bandcamp. For free. You can listen to it for free, just like Spotify or anything else, but with no ads. And Metal Blade is over there now, and Nuclear Blast, and Atomic Fire, and I think Napalm has a lot of their stuff over there, and Deadline, and Cleopatra. Like the smaller or the mid-sized independents are moving to Bandcamp, and I'm going to support that because I don't want to keep giving YouTube anything. I'm trying my damnedest to get off of YouTube as much as I can because fuck YouTube. Fucking communists.
Well, there was this one time at Bandcamp.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. And my ass hurt for weeks.
That's too funny. Well, there's a lot of content out there and a lot of places to go, but support the ones that support you.
That's right.
And not the ones who want to limit you or take away your choices or your freedoms. So stick with places like Rumble and BitChute and who else were you saying?
I mean, Gab. Even if you hate the Jews, you can go to Gab.
So and how does Gab survive? They got taken out of the App Store, right?
They did, but they do it all crowdfunding. Really, they put up a little thing on their page every month that says, You know, we've got like 15% of our goal for the month, and their goal is probably like 20 grand or whatever per month.
So
But they make it.
do you have to access Gab through the web-based thing, or
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
they don't have an app?
Yeah, but dude, at this point anymore, and see, that's a whole nother thing. I wish people, and it's old people thinking. It really is old people thinking. Now you probably don't do this because you have one app on your fucking phone anyway.
I don't have a trackers on my phone.
Yeah, you can just do the way web design is now.
Yeah.
Everybody builds in what's known as responsive templating, which means it adjusts to your fucking phone.
Right.
So app stores are a thing of the past if people would just stop looking in the app store thinking that's how they got to access their content.
Right, exactly. Like that's the only way to get it.
Yeah, you just put a bookmark to the pages that you like, and you can actually add that and puts a little symbol on your desktop of your screen top or whatever that's called on your phone.
Okay.
And it looks just like an app and it works just like an app, but it's just a web page.
Yeah.
Hell, the CMS network, as much as I like the app and everything, the CMS network works better as a website than it does on the app.
Okay.
It just works better. So,
So you talked about Parler earlier. Is that done? Is that no longer, or is it?
It's
still
still there. I still get emails from them that say, "Hey, you're not going to believe what's going on over here," and I have not logged in at least a year.
I know that prior to Elon Musk, freeing Twitter, Parler was going to be the conservative Twitter.
Yeah.
And then when Elon took over and allowed people to actually have the freedom to post things over there without getting banned every 3 seconds, that was no longer necessary to have Parler.
Yeah, and Parler, once Parler got crushed out on the App Store, that was it.
Right.
It was over. Nobody wanted to go to their website. It didn't work well on their website, which was another problem.
Right. So what? Who determines you can't have an app in our app store because we don't like you?
The companies.
Yeah.
Apple. Apple owns their app store.
Right.
You have to agree to their terms of service, which means sucking the Apple dick, I guess, if you want to be in the Apple.
The Apple stem.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And Google for the iOS store. Because they own the Android store or the iOS store.
Right.
Or not iOS, the Android store.
Right.
So, yeah, those are the two companies that control all of it.
Yeah. So if they don't like you, you can't be in their store. You're not in our club, man.
That's right. You're out.
Yeah. You say stuff we don't like. So we're not going to support you.
That's right. and unfortunately, there's too many people that are like, well, if you don't have an app, you're not serious. Well, that's fucking bullshit.
Well, isn't that the same way it used to be back in the late 90s? If you're not terrestrial radio, you're not for real.
Yeah.
Remember when internet was coming up and people had the internet shows and radio. Are you on terrestrial radio?
Oh, well. Oh, you're on the internet? Okay.
Oh, yeah, screw that. You're not going to interview our artists because we only do real radio.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, now when you look at it, there was some truth to that when you really think about it because, wow.
But again, it was early.
These days, anybody that can afford a $30 microphone is a radio guy now.
Yeah, well, that's the way it was. Well, remember when we established the CMS on the internet? Was all the radio stations out there?
Yeah.
Remember, there was a shit ton of them. Everybody and their brother had a radio station.
Yeah, right up until Sound Exchange closed them all.
Remember, we used to get usually weekly. Can we add your show to our station?
Well, and we never we were on what at the most 10.
I think at the peak, yeah.
At the very peak was because I turned them down.
We didn't want to water it down so much.
Yeah, but, and I turned a lot of them down. But dude, you remember guys like Hairball John were on like 75 internet stations.
Every station he could get on, he was on.
He was on every single one of them.
True.
He really was. Like he was. You could. I remember he used to post on his MySpace. He'd be like, "Oh, here's where you can hear my show today," and it would be like 15 entries. Well, at 1:00 you can listen on this website, and at 1:30 you can listen on this one, and at 2 you can listen. I was like, dude, where's when you do that, you have no value to anything.
Right.
When you put it everywhere, then you have no value because people don't have to.
You water it down.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised we have as many people that listen to this show live, because I wouldn't. I'll be perfectly honest with everybody. I wouldn't. I'd listen to it on demand.
Yeah, but a lot of people are in our age group and they don't go out on Saturday nights, and this is their entertainment. This is their stay at home, drink a beer entertainment.
Yeah. This is their whatever, their movie.
Yeah.
This is their movie. Instead of watching a movie, they get to hear us.
Let's see what those two chuckle fucks are talking about this week.
Yeah, let's see what these dicks have to offer tonight.
It's so funny. Yeah, you get to listen to Chris and my brilliance every Saturday.
Yeah. There's some real brilliance going on here.
It's just cutting edge.
Yeah, two dicks.
So funny. I appreciate it though. So thank you for everybody who tunes in.
I tune in to watch Chris drink a rewards. I'm not drinking rewards tonight. I'm drinking
in your plastic
gallon of stuff. My Pogo is full of iced tea tonight.
Okay. Is it sweetened iced tea or is it non-sweetened iced tea?
It is Crystal Light Lemon.
Ooh. That's
what it is.
Look at that.
I told you I'm trying my best not to kill myself anymore. I'm trying to get somewhat in shape, lifting weights, doing yoga.
Yeah, actually, the boys, the Dockin boys were asking me about you over the weekend. How's Chris? Sure. Is he doing okay? Is he doing all right? I said, yeah, actually, he's lost like 30 pounds. He's been drinking a lot of water and, laid off the booze and taking his health seriously and seemingly in, good spirits. And, good for him. Yeah.
I'm trying, man. I mean, it's a pain. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was lifting weights today. I thought my shoulder was gonna fall off of my body.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I'm not even. That was fucked up last year, is it?
Yeah, it's this. Yeah, the same shoulder. But it. I decided to try. I do 3 sets of 10 with whatever I have, which is probably, I don't know, maybe 175 pounds. I have like a Nautilus machine.
Right.
And, I have 4 plates, 4 25-pound plates on each side. So whatever that equals out to, is that 200 pounds? So I was doing benching, and I was benching today. And I mean, it was like, I was like, all right, I'm feeling good. I'm going to go for that 4th set today. Because I tried to do 3 sets of 10 of the pull, pull downs, benching, and then, some, whatever this is called.
Yeah, butterfly.
Tit massagers or whatever, whatever those are called.
Yeah.
So I did my 3rd set and I was like, all right, I'm going to try one more set. I'm going to try and get 4 today. 1, 2, I was like, fuck no, I'm done with that.
You can't tear it up, tearing the muscles.
Not again, man. That shit took me too long to get through.
It did. Did you ever figure out what that was?
It was a more or less a pinched nerve. It was a pinched nerve caused by a slightly torn muscle and an adjustment of I adjusted how I was sitting in the computers with the best we could figure out. We don't know this to be even sure, but I tore a muscle a little bit and I adjusted how I was sitting and working with the computer, and it just kind of tore the muscle more. So then I adjusted more and it pinched the nerve.
Ow.
Like between the bones.
Right.
And then it just wouldn't lose. The bones kind of got stuck together, and they didn't, they stayed stuck together for months while I went through all that fucking agony, rehabbing and pain and doctors and all that other shit. So Yeah, no, everybody keeps saying I'm going to be power slapping. I ain't power slapping anybody. I hit like a bitch right now with my right arm. That's for sure.
Power slap.
Dude, I was so happy. You probably didn't see this on the Seth show, but so there's a power slap guy. He's the #1 rated heavyweight in the world in power slap. His name's Ryan Phillips. He's from Cleveland.
Okay.
I was watching Power Slap 6 one night. It was live. And he knocked out his guy, knocked him fucking unconscious. And I texted him, or I messaged him on his Instagram because it was on the screen. On the screen it said, "Hey, this Ryan Phillips, he lives in Lakewood, Ohio," and this. And I just hit him up and I said, "Hey, man, that was fucking great. Kick ass, man. Making Cleveland proud," or whatever I said, some shit like that. This fucking guy hit me back. He had to still be in the building. Like he finished his power slap match and went right back and grabbed his phone to see what people were saying about him or something. And he hit me right back, and then we had him on the Seth show.
Oh, good for you.
And I couldn't have been happier to have a power slap guy because I love it. I don't care what anybody says. I love the power slap.
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to watch that because I'm sure you asked a lot of great questions about, being on the receiving end of a power slap.
Oh, yeah. I definitely, like, how do you fucking sit there knowing that you're going to get your fucking face caved in? How do you just sit there? And he's like, you just train yourself. I was like, train yourself my ass.
Listen, I've been through a burn accident and I wouldn't power slap.
No, I wouldn't. Although I'll be honest, if that was like a bar thing,
yeah,
20 years ago, if that was a bar thing, there's no doubt in my mind I'd have done it.
You'd at least tried it once.
I'd have put, like, if it was a thing that you could sign up for $50.
Right.
Like, remember when Billy Morris used to have like the Fear Factor challenges and stuff like that at his club?
Yeah, that was when Joe Rogan made that popular. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I was not immune to doing that kind of stuff back when I was younger. And and even when I was younger, I did some like boxing and stuff. Like I did some of those. I did 2 Cleveland smokers. I got my head fucking ripped off in one of them, and I won one fight and then lost the second one in a decision in the second one. But I wouldn't be. I could see me when I was like 30 years old getting into some club somewhere, being half ripped, and be like, "Fuck yeah, power slap! Let's do it."
Well, remember back in it was like in the mid to late 90s locally there in the Akron, Cleveland area. They were having the boxing matches.
Yeah, they called them smokers.
Was that what that was?
Yeah, they were called Cleveland Smokers.
And I remember, radio stations like WONE.
Yeah, it's just like a Cleveland steamer there, dude.
And some of the local radio stations actually used to go out to these things out there on State Road over in Cuyahoga Falls. There was a closed up. Remember the toy store back in the 70s, Children's Palace?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Remember they had freestanding stores that actually looked like a castle?
Yeah.
Well, there was one of those closed stores that was on State Road there, just, going up toward Cleveland outside of Cuyahoga Falls. Well, they turned that place in. They had the whole boxing ring in there and stuff, and they had those amateur people. You could sign up and just do this and get in the ring. Mm-hmm. I stopped in there to see what was going on. And these people would never get in there and mix it up. They'd all just kind of dance around in a circle and take jabs at each other and just kind of stay away. And they wouldn't get in there and actually mix it up at all.
Right.
It was just the funniest thing. It's kind of boring. These people won't even get near each other.
No, they're pussies.
But they had hot ring girls, though.
That's always the big plus, isn't it? It doesn't really matter what's going on in the ring as long as the girls in between are hot.
Yeah, and that was the only attraction of the thing was they had the hot ring girls that come out there scantily clad, holding up their numbers. It's like, oh, okay. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
But
dude,
what happened to that? I guess I kind of lost its steam after a while. It just kind of got,
dude, all these things. That's like, I don't even know if Power Slap's going to make it. Probably not. I'm sure some fucking faggot ass rights group will be like, oh my God, you're just investing in CTE. Which meanwhile it's not. I mean, you let people box, they take 150 punches in fucking 12 rounds.
Yeah,
these guys take 3 hits.
They take 1 or 2 slaps, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, 3 slaps at most, and they're done. So
and it's not a punch; it's just a slap.
No, absolutely. Here, I'll show you the Ryan one here in a second, if I can figure out how to read. God, I hate fucking YouTube because you can't rewind these goddamn shorts. I'll just pull it up and reboot it. Hold on.
All right.
Let's go present, share screen. What a knockout. This is my guy.
Were you on Foxy Boxing back in the 90s?
Maybe I was. All right, here you go. Here's Ryan Phillips knocking out somebody. This is great.
Wow, that knocked his ass out. Is that the guy from Cleveland?
Yeah, that's Ryan. Yeah.
Okay.
He just fucking leveled him.
That guy just kind of wilted.
Yeah, he just.
Dude, what's again? Can you play it again? I want to see that again.
Just refresh it.
Because it's just funny. The guy takes a slap in the face and then he's like wilts.
Yeah, he just melts. Bloop, I'm done. All right, here we go.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Then he started. He was telling. He's like 35, but he was telling us that because after I don't know if this is the right video or not, but after this he started yelling at somebody in the audience that was heckling him. I'm like, why the fuck would you heckle this guy that just knocked somebody's fucking face off? But he it was some guy from the NFL. Like some player for the Bills that was heckling him. He was like, fuck you, bring it on. Let me see if it's this video or not. No, it's not this video. Let me see if I can find that video because it's really funny.
Was it Travis Kelce?
No.
No,
that would have been worth it.
Was Taylor Swift sitting there next to him? Yeah, you tell him, honey.
Yeah, let's try this. Oh! Here he goes. Watch this. Watch this.
Yeah, motherfucker! I'm the one! I'm the king! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
After you just watch somebody fucking get their head ripped off, are you going to be challenging this guy?
That guy, he's still stumbling around back there. Boy, it knocked him for a loop.
Yeah. There's this one chick. There's a chick in this too, and she's kind of hot. Like she's really hot. Like she's a model, but she's also a power slap chick.
All right.
And let me see if I can't find her real quick, because dude, she made the horrible mistake of actually smiling. Like she was smiling before she got hit, and she got fucking taken the fuck down. Where's her?
Her teeth was flying across the stage.
Yeah, where is she? What's her name? Sheena Bathory. I gotta find her. Sheena Bathory. Power Slap 6.
It was Countess Bathory.
Let's see. Where's she at with this? God damn it, they're not showing it. Is it this one? Oh, she's a brute too. Watch her. She's a goddamn monster. She's really hot.
One.
That I hope that girl had earplugs in, because it looks like she took that slap right in the ear.
Dude, a lot of them do wear the earplugs, and a lot of times the earplugs get knocked right out their head.
Well, that's better than that air compression blowing your eardrum out.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Just boom.
That is true.
But that blonde girl, she just kind of stood there, just
that's
looming over her kill. And then when she was counted out, she's like,
yeah. I mean, she takes some hits, man. Look at this.
She just like, yeah. What else you got? Oh, look at her face. Whatever. She missing teeth?
No, it's a mouthpiece.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's a mouthpiece.
Okay.
That's definitely a mouthpiece. She doesn't have orange teeth. That's a mouthpiece.
That looks like she's got gaps between there, like she's
no. She's a model, dude.
All right.
In real life, she's a model, but she also does power slap. But I can't find the one where she gets knocked the fuck out. I mean, she was literally smiling at her opponent, and her opponent put her right on her fucking ass.
Yeah, well, she doesn't need Botox. She just gets a good slap in the face and pump.
Exactly, it's cheaper. Look at this one.
That girl. Yikes.
I think after the first round, I realized that she was a lot tougher than I was expecting.
That's an MMA-er.
Although I expected
Yeah,
her
I
to be
know,
tough,
but
I just
Jesus.
expected her to
Ouch.
show a bit more tiredness.
Come here and kiss me, baby.
Wow. She looks like The Walking Dead.
Now she's missing a tooth right here.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's definitely missing one. But the more violent, the better. That's what I say. Give me the power slap all day long.
Just give me something. Just give me something to. Wow, that's just
I don't
crazy.
I don't give a shit what anybody like fucking Bartek says. Of course, if Jim doesn't like it, that's more reason for me to like it.
Well, I've learned whatever he likes, do the opposite.
Yes. Exactly. This is the same guy that thinks Nostradamus is a goddamn classic, so he's an idiot.
Whatever he says is good, or whatever he likes, do the opposite.
That's right. And if he thinks it's bad, it's good.
It's like listening to Hillary Clinton. Whatever Hillary Clinton says, do the opposite.
Do the opposite. Exactly.
Yep. Same camp. Hillary Clinton, Jackal. Hillary Clinton,
that's right.
Jackal. Very relatable.
Mm-hmm. So...
well, I could see what you fill your leisure time with between work and trolling the internet and seeing who's spewing hateful rhetoric out there.
That's right. That's all I do. Watch TV and work, and that's it.
Right.
Look, there's worse jobs you could have than
absolutely
sitting around watching TV. I feel like I don't even have a job. I feel like I just watch TV.
Well,
nonstop.
If you love what you do, it's like not having a job.
Yeah. Well, when I see people and they're going out at their gigs and it's fucking snowing and they're bitching and whatever, I'm just like, yeah, cool. You know, I'm gonna take a commute myself all the way to the coffee machine today. Make me a cup of coffee.
Don't get run over.
Yeah, I might get run over by my son's cat.
Right.
That's about the extent of it for me.
Your kid has a cat.
Yeah, he has a cat.
Ugh.
Just waiting for it to die.
All right. All right.
It's one of those, like, he had it when me and the ex were still together, but it's been made very clear that's the last pet.
Yeah.
There won't be another. When it's dead, and now it's like 14, so.
Yeah, it's been a while since you and the ex were together.
Yeah, 11 years.
Yeah, so
11 years in June.
That cat was around then. Yeah, it's getting close to the end of its 9 lives.
Yep, it's getting ready to get stuffed into a little cat urn, I guess.
Will you be reliving your younger days and stoking the fire and throwing it in the oven?
Chris's crematory in the backyard.
Exactly.
On the barbecue grill.
Exactly. You're going to be firing up the pyre out there.
That's right. I'll take the little grill things off, set it right on the flame. Cover it with gasoline. Done.
Yep.
I'll do just like I did with the real bodies when I worked at the crematory. I'll do it with the little cat bodies. I'll just take a little rake and I'll just rip the bones apart and shit with it. Little hammer. Just like you do with real bodies. Oh, am I not supposed to share that secret of the crematory? What a fucked up job that was. Holy smokes.
Again, it's just another one of those stories you can tell.
Yeah. My life has been a goddamn disaster.
A disaster?
I worked at a fucking crematory burning bodies, for God's sakes. Burning people dead. Ah! That was a job. Even that one was that's the only time I ever was like, this job's too much for my fucking brain even.
How long did you do
that? 4 months.
Oh, okay. Well,
and I couldn't do it. Dude, I literally got to the point when people die, like, you can't believe how many people die away from home. You know, they're like on a trip or something and they die.
Right.
And they get sent back in a box, like not a coffin.
Yeah, like a cardboard box.
A cardboard box.
Yeah.
And we would get these shipments in with these cardboard boxes and open up the fucking thing, and it's Mr. Jones laying in the fucking box. And it's like, all right, we got to cook this motherfucker. So we would have to take him and we'd pick him up and slide him in the oven and cook him. You push a button and it drops the gas down. It starts cooking the fucking guy. And then about an hour in, you had this sort of like a rake looking thing with like, it was like wide and it was like a rake looking thing. But then it had the other side was like the flat end of a hammer or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you would take about an hour in, you'd be like ripping that shit apart, and then you'd flip it over and go on any bones that weren't fucking burning enough, you know, to smash it into little pieces so it would burn a little quicker.
Right.
It was a fucked up job. And I just got to the point where every day I'd go home and I wouldn't sleep. And you know me, I've had trouble sleeping anyway my whole life. But then I'd fall asleep and I'd have dreams that I'd open the box. It's like my mom or my kid or what. It just got to be too much for me, man. It just got to be way, way too much to where even I was like, all right, enough of this.
Yeah.
The only thing that was cool about that gig was that it was a block away from Nautica. So I went to a ton of shows in those 4 months. I worked there over a summer. Right. And I went and saw just a bunch of shows because I got to know some of the people over there and they'd let me in for free, you know, and it was like, okay, this is good. You know? I'd have a shitty day at work and then I would just slide right over to Nautica and hey, it's Motley Crue and Typo Negative. Yes, right. I'm in. Boom. Right. You know, and I saw a bunch of shows over there, which was fun, but yeah, job wise, that was a fucked up gig.
Well, there you are, and then you ended up in a fire.
Yeah, it was like training.
It is.
First, I burned people, then I was the burned person.
Right, exactly. see how we brought it all the way back around?
That's right. Brought it right back to my backdrop there.
There you are. Perfect.
Fire.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to end the segment.
All right. Cool.
All right. Well, if you'd like to get a request in, send your email, request@theclassicmetalshow.com, request@theclassicmetalshow.com, and I'll try to play your request before the night's over. As always, I will let you pick a song. So what should we play?
Well, in honor of this segment, I think the only thing appropriate is Kiss, Burn Bitch Burn.
Okay.
That seems to fit.
Okay, fair enough. All right, like I said, get your request in, request@theclassicmetalshow.com, and well, here it is. It's Kiss from their 1984 release, Animalize, with Burn Bitch Burn, exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
The most exciting and most talked about show today is Chris Akin Presents. If you like great interviews, real road stories, and more, then Chris Akin, Eric Ferentinos, and their cast of characters have the show that you need to watch. Catch the show live on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern at chrisakin.net, CMS TV, Wowza TV, Rumble, and X. There's always lunacy happening on Chris Akin Presents.